This song is what they call a folk song, if you have to give it a label. I'm just going to try and play it, lay it all out on the table. If you have time, give it a listen. If you're willing, ready, and able. It's not a political statement. Some people might call it a fable. This donkey was walking down the road, finding his way home at Christmas time. He came across Denny the giant, who was chugging some homemade moonshine. "Please," he asked, "help me to understand. Should I keep going in a straight line?" Denny said, "Find out for your own self, or you can just stand around and whine." The donkey was smart enough to know it was not the right time to despair. Up ahead he saw Lark the giant. He said, "Help me, I'm a little scared." Lark said some choice words under his breath and shouted out loud, "I do declare." "The fact that you have dared to bother me shows you've already grown a pair." The donkey kept following the path. He wondered if his thinking was flawed. He saw Canning the giant working, cutting down trees with an old handsaw. "I'm worried, I'm lost," he lamented. He started to cry and then he hee-hawed. "Forget about it," replied Canning. "Throw back some jack and call it a draw." Donkeys, for the most part, are stubborn, so this one continues to walk on. He encountered Jay-Z the giant, who had hair then that was way too long. "I'm on a real important journey. Can you tell me if I'm doing it wrong?" Jay-Z smiled, scratched himself, and replied, "I don't know, but you gotta stay strong." The donkey started to get thirsty. He hoped a watering hole was near. He found one. Jake the giant was there. He was sitting there drinking green beer. "What can I do to find my way home? I cannot overcome my own fear." Jake looked at him and said, "Well, to start, you better get the fuck out of here." The donkey thought he would take a rest, so he fell asleep under a tree. He was tired and nearly exhausted. He dreamed he saw the giant Big C. "You must know everything now," he said. "I need answers. Can you please help me?" Big C raised his lips to the sky. You gotta be who you gotta be. So the donkey continued walking. He was going slow, not very fast. He came across a real old giant who for some reason called himself Chaz. What can I do to make better time? He finally found the courage to ask. Chaz looked right at the donkey and said, "Whatever you do, don't be an ass." The donkey started walking faster, convinced he was having a good day. He caught a glimpse of Keith the giant. Thought, let me hear what he has to say. He went over to ask this question. Do you think I'm going the right way? Well, if you don't know where you're going, said Keith, maybe you should fucking stay. The donkey trotted even faster. He knew he had to become aware. That was when he saw Coos the giant off the path, sitting in a lawn chair. He explained his poor, heartbreaking tale. Am I somewhere or am I nowhere? Coos rolled his eyes and answered this way. I don't know. But that tree right out here. The donkey started galloping now. There was no chance he'd be too early. But then he met Virgil the giant. He thought he'd tell him his sad story. Virgil listened then, burst out laughing. He shouted, there's no need to worry. Relax and enjoy the holidays. Everyone is a little blurry. The donkey enjoyed the giant's gifts. He was sure he'd get back home on time. Christmas was going to be great this year. He kept going. Everything was fine. But as he walked along daydreaming, it appears he didn't see the sign. You can see his carcass by the road up near Erie on 79. Well, the moral of this story, basically the moral of this song, is one should never find their own selves in a place where you do not belong. Watch yourself driving on the highway. Don't you drink or smoke something too strong. You can find yourself with a dead ass, and you'll wonder what the hell went wrong.